If you like Singing in the Rain, then you'll like Romance on the High Seas from 1948. DeFore and Janis Paige are a married couple who suspect the other of cheating. For their anniversary, they decide to go on a cruise, but DeFore cancels at the last minute. Enraged, Paige asks her friend, played by Doris, to take her place so she can stay home and spy on her husband. However, DeFore has hired a private detective, played by Carson, to spy on Paige on the cruise. So Carson thinks Day is Paige, but things get even messier when they start to fall in love. Kind of a wacky plot, but that's part of the film's charm. I love a musical that has good comedy, and this film is filled with plenty of great comedic performances. DeFore and Paige are excellent as the married couple. From the opening scene, they had me hooked. Look, they're bickering about each other as she's walking down the aisle. That's just fantastic.
There's a part of me that wishes the film was only about them, but don't wish for too much of a good thing.
Sakall is also in this, adding a nice touch of humor. I know most of you think of Casablanca when you see Sakall, and so do I, but here's some more Casablanca connections for you. The film was penned by Julius and Philip Epstein, two of the writers of Casablanca, and the film was directed by Michael Curtiz. They usually didn't specialize in films like this, but
I think that helps it stand apart from other films of this nature.
I do like Doris Day, but I will admit lots of her films kind of blend together for me. This one sticks out for all the right reasons. The script is like a screwball comedy, so it feels like it has more of a fresh take compared to other musicals at the time. For me, part of the enjoyability of a musical comes from its songs, but also from its story. I feel too many musicals don't work on the story enough, but this one works just right for me. You can take all the songs out and the movie would still work. The music just pushes the character's journey into more intriguing emotional depths. Speaking of which, this is one of the few Doris Day films where I actually remember every song. Usually I'll walk away knowing one or two, but every song here is memorable. That doesn't mean all of them are good per se, but I do remember them. Levant is also in this as a supporting character. Him and Doris Day are great. Day always had a sweet look that you couldn't help but root for, and Levant does an impressive job playing various songs, as well as keeping up with his witty comedic timing. I like films like this where Day was allowed to be goofy. They give her more material to work with, but her character in general is great. This trip isn't just a time for rest and relaxation, it's something she's always wished for. It brings some great pathos to the character, and makes sense for why she keeps the charade going for so long. This and my previous stated reason make it my favorite role of hers in a musical. I will say, I do like Carson, but as a singer and comedian, he usually is left a little much to be desired for my taste. Here, I think his dopey persona helps his character and makes him more endearing. Day and Carson would go on to star in a couple more movies together, but I always felt their chemistry was strongest in this one. So, if you like Singing in the Rain, you'll like Romance on the High Seas for its great humor, excellent story, memorable songs, and
it being mandatory viewing for any fan of Doris Day.